Welcome to Monday Afternoons with Celine. I should have a big couch. You've got a nice couch there beside you, Matt. So, look, everybody, we are thrilled to be here. Myself and Linda, we actually haven't done this for a little while, Linda. We kind of,
I don't remember the last time, actually.
I can't either. We've popped on and we have a little bit of a chat about all things life and business, etc. And we wanted to kind of do it. We felt that it was about time that we just had a little bit of a conversation around life, business, events in this changing world. And, myself and Linda have always got our ear to the ground. We're listening constantly for how people are feeling, how each of you in the field are feeling with what's kind of going on and how we're navigating life and that. We just thought it's time for us to maybe just have a little bit of conversation and have a chat and that. So that's how this came about, really, isn't it, Linda?
Indeed. Yeah. We had a few conversations last week and I know that, I'm getting questions, around a lot of uncertainty. And one quote that I always go to, a favorite of, it's Tony Robbins actually, which is leaders bring certainty where there is none.
Yeah.
And I consider all of us in the Juice Plus community, all of us partners, as leaders. We're leaders in our family, we're leaders in our community, we're leaders in health, we're the example. And so I love to consider, how can I bring the certainty where there isn't any? What am I certain about? What can I focus on that I am able to control?
Yeah, I love that. And that kind of leads us beautifully into really one of the things that I know to be true of our whole leadership team, and that is our team in here at office and your leadership team out there, your APAC and your NMT leaders, is that we are certain around the fact that we lead at all times from a place of that servant-hearted leadership, where we want to make sure that we are serving at the highest level, that we want to make sure that, things are heard, and sometimes we're able to make changes and sometimes we're not. That's just life and business.
We are so good at making changes. I don't like the pivot word because it's like you're muted, and pivot we're just overused for 21 and 22. So I'm over them. So what's a better word than pivot?
I don't know. Put it in the chat. If you can think of a better word than pivot, I'd love to hear it, because I'm over it too. I feel like I'm a ballerina and I have to keep pivoting and dancing and whatever like that. Hi, Jess. Hey, Kimberly.
Redirect. We anticipate and we redirect.
I love it. I love it. And that's the thing, though. We know that when we need to make change, we do. We come together, we talk about it, we hash it out. And some changes can be super exciting, like when we brought clubs back on the table and all the rest, can be super exciting. And other changes can be a little bit harder because, the decisions that have to be made because of a business decision. But at the end of the day, what you will always know is that we do it because we are making sure we are good stewards of your business. We are good stewards of all of our relationships, so that, for us, we're a legacy company that wants to continue on for many, many more years to come. Yeah. And so every decision we make from a place of heart and head. Okay, yes. We bring those both together.
Yes.
So I suppose one of the things that has been out there where, with the way the world is at the moment, is us navigating all sorts of things. And one of the things that we have to navigate are where people are coming together. So from the point of view of different events, now we're planning out our conference next year and all that. So relevant to the amount of conversations I've been having with poor Jane, our event planner, on the phone every second day, because you know what? Things are changing so rapidly, and I think they will continue to. So
I do too. I definitely think, just to that point, and even just other business leaders that I've been having the same chat with, is leaders anticipate, losers react. So if leaders anticipate and bring certainty where there is none, we know that it's no use waiting for the world to go back to how it was, because there are some things that are forever changed. What's the gift? What's the benefit? What's the opportunity? It's kind of like Jay Martin says, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck, is what Jeff Roberti says.
I love it. That's perfect.
right? So we're good
Perfect.
problem solvers from two of those, legacy leaders, which is where I look to in times of uncertainty. Who's been here before? Who's navigated this?
I've had the most amazing conversation on Thursday with a speaker I'm prepping for next year's conference. I can't say his name and that, but he's someone that you guys have not seen before. Okay?
Give us a hint, Celine.
He's Australian and he's a dude. He just brings it, but I love it. We had a great conversation the other day, and it was actually about this very thing around people are waiting for us to go back to normal. And it was kind of like, hang on a second, that wasn't. Or the other thing that people are waiting for, and I loved this analogy, was the Damascus moment. Now, for those of you who have studied your Bible, you'll know what that was about. It was like the lightning strike on Paul as he's walking, Saul as he was, turned into, to Paul. And it's like you're waiting for this lightning bolt that everything is going to be okay. Everything is just going to be fixed and that. And you're waiting on those moments. And yet, what we need to be aware of is that we're having those moments every single day. We just need to learn to navigate through them. And actually what we get to do is create a new normal that takes the best of what we kind of feel like we missed from back to normal, and creating what we want life, business, events, everything to look like as we move forward. And he was sharing with me that we're, again, how they have adapted, okay, how they really have adapted to be able to make events super available to everyone, no matter where you are. So, for example, like, say, for example, we're running a big event, say conference even. What we learned in 2020, and this is why we keep evolving and changing. In 2020, we held a lot of online events. And in fact, we held an online conference. I know many of you may remember that. And it was great. The content we had was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. It was completely virtual though. We had a team up in the Gold Coast. You guys went into the studio.
We got to get together, which was amazing.
You did. You got together in which we had a studio in the Gold Coast. We had a studio in Newcastle. I can tell you that we invested a lot. Yes. There was a lot of zeros on the amount of money that we invested in it, and it was great. However, what we learned in that is how do we bring even more energy, because that is hard to do when it's purely virtual.
Yes.
So what we learned in 2021 is that how can we serve the highest level for everyone, no matter what their choices are? And so what we learned was, we actually learned that making sure that we had a live component actually impacted people no matter how they showed up. So we had people who were in the room. Yeah. We had people who were able to gather in smaller rooms around Australia and New Zealand, or in their own lounge rooms or whatever like that. We had people who were watching on their own. Yeah. But the feedback absolutely across the board was that they could feel the energy component that was being delivered out from the live component. Yeah. So everybody got to be able to feel included. And so what we want to say is, from a leadership perspective and from corporate perspective, that we see every one of you. We see every single one of you. We respect your personal choices. And so what we will continue to make sure that we're putting on and having conversations about all the time is, how can we serve all of you in different ways? And just know. And so what we ask of you guys on the flip side is to, again, respect one another's personal choices. Like myself and Linda are a perfect example. We love and adore one another. We've been friends now for, 13, 14 years now, and worked together all of this time, whatever like that. But we've got different opinions on things. But does that mean that we can't respect and work together to be able to? No. It just means that we kind of have to think a little bit outside the box and go, okay, how can we do that, rather than, oh, well, we just can't. And that, what do you think around that, Linda?
Well, it's contrast. We always need contrast in life. It's kind of, Esther Hicks is one of my favorite teachers around this, which is, if everything was the same, everything would be the same. Everything would be vanilla. There'd be no other flavor, and we would all have exactly the same opinion. Now, at the moment, what's going on is it feels like there's so much contrast. It feels like there's so much division. It feels like there's a lot of distraction. And what's wrong is always available, and so is what's right.
Yeah.
So what I love to do is redirect and ask those quality questions like you did about what's our outcome? What do we stand for? What is our common mission here?
Yeah.
And, you know, what is our common unity, our community? Our common unity is our company mission. Thank heavens that, you know, Jay Martin, in his infinite wisdom, you know, he's kind of our Walt Disney of fruit and veggies. And over 50 years ago, he created a company, and the company mission, and I love that Australia, in your infinite wisdom, put together on the front of it, the company mission, if you didn't know, and I say this at every event, our company mission is to help as many people realize their dreams. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine Jay Martin, because we had John Blair tell us the real story, right, of how the mission statement came about? Because I've always loved that mission statement. Some of them are really complex, right?
Yes.
And he said they hired all of these professionals to come in, and there was the 10 founders, and they were locked away in a room for a day and a half. And Jay was getting more and more and more frustrated by all of these different directions. And then he just stood up, put his hands on the table and said, it's simple. It's help as many people realize their dreams. That's it. That's what we do. And it was like the mic drop.
Yeah.
And I love that Australia said, we love this. And there's only one thing that we want to make it even better, which is to write together.
Yeah.
To help as many people realize their dreams together.
Mm.
And I think that is what is so poignant right now.
Yeah, totally.
Totally. It's not the company, it's us.
Yes.
None of us exist without each other. None of us create the impact without the other, without the farmers, without the corporate directive, without compliance, without regulation, without shipping, without the warehouse, without sales and marketing, and then us being the word of mouth front of house, and then of course our beautiful clients.
Actually, we just talked about that on Kimberly's call. Actually, I just was on there with some of her team, and we talked about that. Literally, it is, you know, we get to do what we do because of, you know, all of you amazing people out in the field, and you get to do what you do because we actually carry the, you know, the tasks of picking, packing, sending out, all of that. So it's this beautiful relationship that is totally reliant on one another to, you know, to be able to make an impact, to be able to inspire healthy living around the world, and together help as many people as possible realize their dreams. I mean, that is what we're actually about. And sometimes it's about coming back to that, coming back to the realization that, you know what, we have this amazing, amazing gift. Yeah. And you know what, it doesn't matter if each of us does it in a little bit of a different way. It doesn't matter if we've got different beliefs, whether that's, you know, political, religious, whatever. It doesn't matter, because we actually get to come together as a community with all of our differences. It's a little bit like a family. You know, there's always, you know, Auntie, you know, Sarah over there in the corner and Uncle Joe over here and whatever, and we're all different, but there's something so beautiful about it. And I think one of the things that we did really want to bring home today is that we want to encourage each and every one of us to act with kindness, to listen out for opportunities to serve one another, okay, and to know that every decision, come at it from the space of, no matter what the decision is at that moment, whether you agree or disagree, know that it is definitely coming from a place of service. Don't sit in worry and wonder. If you've got a question, ask the question. You know, if you need to reach out to any of your APAC leaders, NMD leaders, or myself or any of our team here, ask. Never sit in worry and wonder. I've really been saying that a lot to people this year, because people sit and they guess the story. They actually create the story, and we know what that does. It creates this massive balloon of a story that really sometimes can be a blockbuster, but in the wrong way. Whereas we've got to bring it back to find out what is the truth, what's actually really going on here. And if I ask the question, you know, you will get an answer. You really will. And know that without any doubt, from a certainty perspective, we are here to do the very best that we can. And there will be days when we probably stuff it up, and there will be days when we'll absolutely nail it. But I can always guarantee you that we're doing it from a place of love and service. I can absolutely guarantee that. Yeah. So anything else that you think that we need to share with this beautiful crew? I can see some little kind of things here. No questions. If anybody's got any questions, please feel free to pop them in there. Whether we answer them now or we swing back around, we will definitely do that. Loving it. Loving seeing everybody showing up.
I think just maybe if we close the loop on the biggest challenge is the biggest opportunity. So for me, you know, the message and the story that I want to be directing, you know, very intentionally, is our superpowers of network marketing, and certainly the Juice Plus company, is we don't discriminate, we are inclusive, we are collaborative. It doesn't matter your age. I mean, we've been saying this for years. It doesn't matter your health status, your personal beliefs, your religious beliefs. It doesn't matter your age, your background. Yeah. It doesn't matter about any of those things. And the common unity, the common values that we share, you know, is truth, is freedom. We have freedom of time in this business. We have freedom of location. While the world, look at how much we've been able to redirect, you know, this whole 2 years, because we're made for this. We're made to triple down in this time of distraction and sometimes division. We're the ones who are directing the story that people need and want. Yes. We've got hope. We've got vision here. We've got a legacy company that we get to lean into. We've got a value system that has navigated so many different turbulent times, you know, financial times and, you know, health times and lots of different challenges. Yeah. And yet when we get to direct the story that I'm focusing on and the story I'm telling is, that's our superpower. While the rest of the world was working out how to Zoom, we'd already been on Zoom for like 2 years.
Leading the way.
We were already juggling working from home. I mean, we all know the newsreader that had the, you know, the baby come in on the little baby walker. That was just hilarious. That's been our life and reality for so many years. And we chose it to be that way. So a lot of people right now are feeling like the freedom and the choice has been taken away from them because they don't know what exists outside of what they've already been doing. And that was me. Yeah, totally. So the freedom and the choice that I have here, that I've experienced here, that I intentionally chose 13 years ago, I've been enjoying in kind of a Juice Plus bubble for 13 years. And now is our time. We are the word of mouth marketers. Now is our time to be very, very loud on all of the gifts that we have here, that we've been living for all of these years. The world needs better health, always. Yes, totally. But more than a time than ever, you know, increased immunity. We can claim that because we've got research to prove that and back it up. You know, we've been living this, inspiring healthy living around the world. We can build a global business. We have been. And so we've not only been able to navigate and redirect through this business, now's our time to triple down on our superpowers, which is our freedom, our flexibility, our inclusivity, our collaborative approach to everything that we do. So the virtual world we've been dominating in for so long, like we just get to triple dominate on that. Small groups, picnics, indoor, outdoor. I've done an event in every scenario. You and me both, girlfriend. Absolutely. I built my business in playgrounds. So either outside in playgrounds or in play and fun cafes. Right. I mean, like, you know, we literally have been doing this forever. In fact, we lead the world, but we sometimes forget
What are the beautiful things that actually we get to bring to the table? And I was saying earlier on, like, I mean, you know, people are talking about the great resignation. People want choices. They want the choices that, like you said, Linda, we've had for years and years, for generations, honestly, guys. I mean,
preaching to the choir here.
You know, we're absolutely. So I think what I would say to you is, you know, and I was saying this on a previous call, you know, is your shop open though? Okay, do people know that you've actually got something to offer? You know, do they know, like, in amongst all of this choice, and, you know, again, we could be focusing on what's wrong or what's not available. And you know, Linda, you say that all the time. I love how you say that, when, you know, what's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. So, you know what's wrong? Let's put that over there for a moment, especially if you literally cannot make any change around that. There's some things going on at the moment, you can't make any change. But you know what's right is over here and waiting for you to showcase. Is your shop open? Do people know that they can find you? We are in a season like November, December. It's shopping season. It's also the time, and this has not changed over time. It's the time when people look to make changes in their lives too, though. A lot of people head into that Christmas season where they get their holidays and all the rest, and they look at wanting to make change from a health and a wealth perspective, and we have both covered. But unless our shop is open, unless we are out there being loud and proud of about what we do, they will not know to shop with you. Yes. Okay, they will not know to shop with you. So we will do everything in our part to support you from this end. And now we pass the baton to you to go, all right, my shop is open. I am ready to invite people in. I am ready to give the world the choices they want, that we actually already have gift wrapped for them, ready to go. And we literally just need to lean out and show them. So we're excited about that. We really are.
You know, through this whole time, we've always been shipping. We've always been end-to-end delivery and taking all of the headaches out of business. So we get to just have those all-important conversations and ask those incredible questions. You know, what's the gift? Yeah. And who else needs our community right now? Who else needs, you know, a place to feel accepted and part of? And we know that the majority of our business is people wanting a community with like-minded values and vision. And we have that in spades here. So it's an exciting time of year, this back half. And what I love to say to the team is, while everyone else is distracted by all of the other things, now's the time to dominate. Now's the time to triple down and blow it up and really get intentional with those goggles on and that laser focus of what gifts you do have to give, how you do want it to be, how you want to show up, and what are our strengths to really burrow into right now. So
I'll leave you with a couple of questions. I'd love to leave you with a couple of questions. And the first one is, how do you really want to finish out 2021? What's the story you actually want to be able to say at the end of 2021? How is it that you want to create? And what type of leader or person do you want to be as you finish out that year too? Are you going to be a leader that is leading from a servant-hearted perspective, with kindness, with compassion, with inclusivity, with somebody who is actually looking for the solutions rather than focusing on the problems? Is that going to be you? Because I know that that's definitely the direction that I want to be heading, and all of our team is, how can we bridge the gap? How can we create solutions out of perceived problems? How can we always be on the front foot? And we do that by collaborating together, by listening to one another and going, you know what, we are going to focus on kindness, compassion, and getting out there and doing. We're going to make sure our shop is open and that people know we have a gift that we're ready to give to everybody. So we're super excited. Love partnering with you, my friend.
And me. And you know, whose life can we change today? It's just
I know.
The better questions to be asking. So
absolutely.
Thanks for everyone for tuning in. What we do matters. What we do is very important. My life has forever changed, and I know there's many thousands of others because of those courageous conversations and making the focus about others. How can we serve? How can we help? How can we deliver what people are looking for?
Cool. I'm loving all the chat. Can't wait to go back and read all the things. They've been coming over my eye here, so I'll read all the comments. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Mwah.